Are you having less and less fun playing vanilla Diablo 2? Is the single player experience simply not enough? Are you having trouble finding a big enough condom? Well, if you said yes to the last one, I know you're lying. But if you said yes to the first two, you're not alone. Let me introduce you to Kato, a Diablo 2 enjoyer with similar issues. At least for the first two. Having enough of single player and playing by the rules set by somebody else, he decided to take matters into his own hands and make one of the best things Diablo 2 players have ever seen. A PDF file full of half-naked ladies. I mean the mod Zaya, Trial by Fire. Before even going in-game, loading up the extensive, almost 70-page documentation of all features, we can see two things. One, it's really filled with
Yeah, boy.
Two, what we're looking at is not something we'd see every day. 900 rune words, 56,000 cube recipes, and up to level 10,000 characters. We are really in for a treat here. But once we get in-game to see everything for ourselves, we get a little bit of a problem. Monsters are beefed up. Like, really. Try to take on a zombie, you're dead. Went anywhere near a pack of skeletons, you're dead. Stepped outside without sunscreen, you're dead. Well then, how the am I supposed to play like this when I can't even get a single kill? Maybe you should open your inventory and look at the little scrolls given to your character, which somewhat bluntly tell you what to do, giving you a smash or pass list of mobs. If you've magically managed to get yourself to level 2, you'll quickly realize an extra bit of tomfoolery, which is you can't learn your skills from level 1, so you better get to fighting some more because you won't be able to charge bolt your way out of this mod until you're level 20. But the scroll which give you the first crumbs of info on how to play can be used to make some gems which can buy you some items. See? Kato's being real generous here. After roaming around a bit and thinking you can take on anyone now, you might attempt the Den of Evil, if you lack critical information like I did. After a measly 2.5 hour struggle through the ginormous cave, all random zones have been increased by 400% by the way, you will get a very well deserved extra one single skill point, which you won't be able to spend because you're still too low level. But maybe you've already got a skill which can turn you from a beta 1 mob at a time to Chad AoE farming groups of enemies without having to stop. At this point you might also realize that mobs don't really stop giving EXP, so you can just run zones again and again, maybe even on higher player levels, until you can just stroll through Act 1 like it's nothing. And get immediately one-shotted by Act 2 and by one of the first mobs. This mod really teaches you humility, patience, and not running into head first into a wood chipper thinking you'll be fine. If you manage to reach this point with or without mental breakdown, you might have made yourself some rune words. Some more useful than others, and this brings another strong point on why I love this mod so much. I always preferred ARPGs where you have agency over what items you're going to be using, not only sheer luck. While runewords can be nice, way more customized compared to Vanilla D2, sometimes for longer periods of time you simply want to have a meaningful upgrade for a specific slot. Or what you have is pretty underwhelming. That's when you start looking around to find all the ways to make crafted items which can be sometimes 5, 10 or even 50 times stronger than your current best piece. And if you look at the material cost, you can see that it's rather cheap. Even the most powerful version of these items is like 6 easy to get materials, and you'll have a weapon which will hard carry you for quite some time. But it's not the end of the crafted stuff, because we can take it even further from here. With the introduction of cube adders, we can add specific stats to items. Higher tier adders giving you multiples of the base stat instead. For example, an Ohm rune would give you 20% enhanced damage. With a recipe using a Dodeca adder, which means 20, it'll give you 400% ED. Pretty neat, but we're still not done. If instead of cube adders we are using a Zaya scroll, a scroll made up of 7 pieces, all being droppable or craftable, you can get 30 times stats from an item, so our Omrune enhanced item will give 600% enhanced damage instead. And you can do this for crafted jewels for all the sockets you have, so yeah, you can get pretty insane numbers if you invest enough into it. Another level of customization is in the charms of making. There are a total of 20 different types of them, each granting different stats based on what is your character lacking or what you'd like to beef up even more. Let's take a look at my charm of making. It's a Mega Destroyer charm, which honestly sounds pretty fucking lit. And the way you make something like this is pretty straightforward, and I hope you are prepared, because you'll just need 3 standard gems, 3 elixirs, a rare charm, a rare jewel, 3 common cube scrolls to make a minor charm of making. Rare charms are, well, quite rare, so you will need to make them from 6 magic charms. Then do this 3 times total, add 3 perfect gems, a crafted charm, which needs 3 rare charms, a crafted jewel, 3 uncommon cube scrolls, you'll need 4 common cube scrolls and an elixir for this, and now we have a major charm of making. For a mega, we'll need 3 major charms of making, 3 perfect skulls. If you cannot find these by yourself, they are like 1.7 million gold each. A unique charm, a unique jewel, 3 secret cube scrolls, which are made from 4 uncommon cube scrolls and an elixir. Put all these together and you have 1 mega charm of making. Woohoo! And I didn't even go over stuff like magic collectors, where you can convert garbage items into magic points, then redeem them for other items, such as cube adders, Zyal scrolls, and any other fancy item your heart desires. Or the fact that you can collect celebrity pictures, where you can turn fragments into pictures of underwear. And you can turn those into Mel Gibson. Mod has everything but Carmen Electra's underwear. Well, that's not the case anymore. What the f? Added content from this mod just goes above and beyond what almost any other mod does, and deserves every bit of love and attention it gets. And even though I don't really have a large enough platform for this, but I would also like to thank every single person in the special thanks section, because their help was the thing that made this mod into reality. And after 15 years of its release, it still manages to stand strong and keep the spirit of the game in someone who has been playing D2 for a better part of his life, and I honestly couldn't be more thankful for it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to play Zyal a ton more, but until the next one guys, see you later. Bye!